Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Growth Switch with me, Cyril. Remember, if you've missed out on any insights from our other episodes, you can go to our YouTube channel, the Growth Switch with Cyril, or you can go to the website cyrilmadiba.com and proceed to the Growth Switch tab, and you will find the insights there. Remember, these are insights, practical, tried and tested methods to help you on your journey as you look to take the next steps towards attaining the vision that you've put together for your life. In this episode, we'll be talking about focus and concentration. Very important if you are going to be able to achieve any that you've planned, really. Unless you are focused and you're working towards your goals and the mission that you have for your goals, then you will find it challenging to achieve those goals. So, what does focusing mean actually? So if you think about it, and if you Google the definition, it will tell you that it's a center of interest or activity, right? Something that you pay particular attention to, right? And then if you look at concentration, it goes hand in hand with focus, because concentration is that act of you being focused, right? So very, very key, like I said, if you are going to be achieving anything really, or doing anything, right? I'm sure you've been in situations where, you either attending a presentation and someone is speaking, and then instead of being focused on a presentation, you find your mind drifting away and dozing off and stuff like that. You could be doing that right now with me, right? But I'm hoping not. And if you are, please come back, because I'm going to share some pointers on how you can improve your level of focus. And believe me, you will see yourself beginning to actively, pursue and action a lot of your goals. But before we get to some ways that you can improve, let's look at some benefits, right, of being focused. So I spoke about, you being driven, going towards your goals, and actioning those. So that speaks to your increased level of productivity, right? So you begin to do quite a lot the more you are focused, right? And also, it's not just about doing a lot, but you're doing a lot in the right way, in the best way possible, meaning that the quality of your output is also high, right? Just think about it, right? If you're doing something and really you're not really focused on it, it's easy for you to make mistakes, it's easy for you to miss some key aspects of it, which means that your quality of your output will also suffer, right? But if you're focused, you pay attention to everything, every single detail, right? It also helps in terms of reducing your stress levels, right? So if you're focused, you're productive, you're putting out quality work, it also links into your reduced stress levels, because you are more excuse me, you are more focused, and you've got an idea what it is that you need to do. Stress comes from the unknown. We're not focused, then because we're not productive, things start adding up, and like when you get to a deadline and things you were meant to do last week are now due, and you need to do all of them because you're not focused last week. Then it also helps in terms of getting into the zone, right? I'm sure you've heard about people saying, I'm in the zone. So that's when someone is so focused on what they're doing that nothing else around them basically becomes a distraction. They are so focused on it, and they're in the flow as well. I'm sure you've heard of the term, the state of flow, when someone is just executing on everything with poise, and they are taking the challenges as they come, tackling them, and they are producing what they need to. Now, so those are the benefits, right? And I'm sure you'd agree with me, those are some really great benefits, it's great for you to operate, at that level. Now, but how do you get to operate at that level if you are not currently, right? So let's look at some tips and pointers there, right? So one of the key inputs is being able to practice effective time management, right? So if you go back to the first season, we did an episode on time management where we shared some techniques that you can use to effectively make sure you're using your time in the best way possible. And that will also link in with making sure that you are doing everything you need to and executing on everything that you need to. Think back to what you just said on the benefits, increased productivity and quality of work, right? Another thing is you can remove any potential distractions, right? So For example, if you are working and you find that your phone is a big distraction, like social media is a big distraction these days. You know, you think you go there, messages come through, you check one message, next thing, and half an hour later you've been scrolling and liking and looking at other people's posts. You know, so that's a huge distraction. And whatever you were doing before then is now suffers. So you need to look out for yourself. What is your biggest distraction in whatever it is that you're doing? And you need to remove that distraction for the duration of what it is that you're doing, so that you can focus on what it is that you need to do, right? Another thing is to always keep in mind that you need to be focused, right? So that moment where you're sitting in a presentation and you find yourself drifting away, just remind yourself, hold on, I'm in a presentation, I came here for a reason, let me focus so I can be able to walk out of this with the knowledge that I came here to basically get, right? So it's all about training your mind, right? So it's not like an overnight thing where, oh, okay, no, by tomorrow you'll be focused and you'll be in the zone and you'll be in the flow and stuff like that. It requires constant practice for you to train your brain. Then lastly, a huge input into any of this is getting some rest, right? So if you're not getting enough rest, it shows in terms of your productivity. You aren't able to focus because your body and your brain are like, hey, we are tired, we want to take a break, right? That's when you need to listen to your body and take that break, right? People always feel, you know, taking a break, you know, it's a waste of time, they're not productive and stuff like that. But it's key if you are going to recharge, such that when you come back, you are more focused on what it is that you need to do. So there was a lot in this episode, but I'm hoping that was useful. And remember, if you found it useful as well, you can share it with others, so we can help each other, you know, to become more focused and execute, you know, on our goals that we've got to attain our life vision that we've defined. So we'll leave it at that for this episode. You can follow us on social media. We're available on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, where we post some material in between these YouTube videos. If you need assistance with coaching, right, you can reach out to us at the Growth Switch at cyrilmadiba.com, and we'll be able to assist you with practical coaching to help you on your journey as you look to take your next steps. This is for young people either studying or young professionals in their early careers, to help boost, you know, either their career or their academics or your personal development, you know, as you look to achieve your life vision. And we'll leave it at that for this episode, and keep focused.